It's the final day of campaigning in this separatist hotbed. A rally amid tight security by the sitting member, former fighter turned politician Usman Majid, who is trying to convince a skeptical electorate that the ballot is more powerful than protest, or the bullets he admits to once having fired in hopes of effecting change.
I'm the only man who say, yeah, this is wrong, this is right. Come and follow the right path. That's the reason why we can make Kashmir as a prosperous and a peaceful state.
On the surface, it would seem Majid and these elections have broad support here, but images can be deceiving. Despite the apparent enthusiasm at rallies like this, there are big questions about how many people will actually turn out at the polls. Separatist leaders have called for a boycott of these elections, and there's widespread disaffection with politicians here in the valley. All their promises are fake, says this man. They only give us false hopes. Whoever can give a job to my son, says this woman, that's the one who'll get my vote. The presence everywhere of Indian security forces is having an impact. Some voters, like Abdul Ghani, would rather stay at home on election day, but they worry they'll be pressured into going to the polls. If they bring us out of our houses by force, he says, we will have no choice but to vote. This past summer saw a resurgence of separatist feelings in this mainly Muslim region. Some of the largest demonstrations since the struggle for independence began in the late 80s, where angry protesters clashed with security forces and more than 40 protesters were killed. The reason why the movement's main leader, under house arrest now during the lead-up to this vote, says these polls won't solve anything.
India has been using these elections as an alternative to the right of self-determination which the people of Kashmir are asking for. The elections can never be a substitute for self-determination. We are very clear and categoric about it.
There may be hopes this winter vote will cool sentiments, but even pro-India politicians running for office are doubtful.
We believe that it is necessary for India and Pakistan to continue with their dialogue process, looking at Jammu and Kashmir particularly, and trying to find a solution that is acceptable to the majority of the people of this divided state. Elections will not do that.
Polls with the promise of improved roads and better schools, but few answers to the renewed aspirations of many here for increased autonomy from India, and no prospect of a stop to 2 decades of violence and what some see as an unending armed occupation. Matt McClure, Al Jazeera, Bandipora.